For months, I've been telling you the only way for restaurants to thrive is to offer their customers great bargains. Now, it's only become more true in an environment where consumer confidence has fallen apart. But especially at Papa John's International, it's a true turnaround story, one that presents tremendous value, mix and match deals starting at $6.99 per item. But is the consumer so paralyzed by the uncertainty in the economy and by inflation, by the way, that even these value offerings might not be enough to stop the bleeding? Let's check in with Todd Penegor. He's the new president and CEO of Papa John's, who's doing everything in his power to get this franchise back in the game. He joins us now from the International Franchisee Conference in Orlando. Mr. Penegor, welcome back to Mad Money. Good to see you.
Well, thanks for having me back on, Jim. Really a pleasure to be with you as usual. And yeah, we're here with 1,000 of our closest friends, suppliers, franchisees, operators, and employees. So it's going to be a great couple of days talking pizza, which is always fun.
All right, so Todd, we know that the consumer is strapped. We know that the consumer feels problems with inflation. What are you doing at Papa John's to make it so the consumer wants to love Papa John's?
Yeah, we really got out of position last year, Jim, on value. And what we did is made sure that our Papa Pairings offering at $6.99 was always on. So we've got that now really blaring from the rooftops, so to speak, so the consumer continues to come in. But we've also had some great offerings on the premium side. So $10.99 New York Style XL, great Shakaroni offer at $11.99. And now we're back to our traditional barbell with $6.99 Papa Pairings on the low end and a $13.99 Epic Stuffed Crust on the high end. And it seems to be really working as we're back in position in value with the consumer. So we're in the consideration set again.
Well, Todd, how off were you? Because I know that when I read the earnings call from February 27, it did say that basically you got to get yourselves in a better value perception. What happened? And by the way, tell me what the rewards campaign is doing to make it so that people feel that that Papa John's is a bargain now.
Yeah, Jim, we just weren't talking about Papa Pairings. It's always been on the menu, and we had to make sure that the consumer knew we had great offering at that $6.99 price point. We had a better get you some campaign that really featured a more premium offering at the time when the consumer was really looking for value. So we pivoted quickly. You look at our fourth quarter results on our brand health tracker. We're the fastest gaining pizza company in worth what you pay metrics, which is great spot to be. And then we reworked our loyalty program. So we moved from having to spend $75 to get $10 off your next purchase to having to only spend $15 to get $2 off your next purchase. And that's real value. You come in and you buy one order. The next day, you're actually getting bounced back with at least $2 off your next pizza. That has really helped our value perception and bringing in more customers more often.
Are you re-upping people or people who have, say, let it lapse? Or are they coming back and using the loyalty program?
So what we're really seeing is our frequency increase dramatically within the loyalty program. So that was the key. How do you get them to that threshold quicker so they want to bounce back quicker? How do you move them from not just the first purchase, but to the second, to the third? Because by the time we get them to the fourth and fifth, they become a regular within the program. That has helped us tremendously within the loyalty program as we move to that more sharper offer. And it's real hard cash. We're not bouncing you back to breadsticks or some other offer. But it's also creating some news for folks to want to sign up. So we've seen some nice increases in our overall loyalty program, and that continues to grow. And we haven't really even turned on the advertising to talk about our program being new and improved yet. That's yet to come.
All right. Well, one thing I know Todd Penegor is he's a stickler and wants rigor. It seems like that you're down at the franchise conference. If there is a franchisee that's not necessarily living up to your ideal, you're not afraid to switch that franchisee out.
But we really need growth-minded franchisees that are focused on being the best operators in the business. And we really are talking about how do we recommit to being the best pizza makers in the business day in and day out and really deliver on our promise of better ingredients, better pizza. It can't just be a moniker or a tagline. It needs to be what we pay off every single day. We're going to train, we're going to coach, we're going to partner. And if folks can't live up to that standard, we're going to have a different discussion with those individuals. But I'm really confident partnering and working together, getting back to our roots, talking about quality, really making sure that quality is the tiebreaker in the value equation, that we can continue to make sure we've got engaged franchisees delivering some great pizzas every single day with every visit.
Boy, I think that is the way to get your numbers up without having to spend fortunes doing it. Now, one thing that did concern me on the call, you talked about proteins and cheese prices and that perhaps those could be part of the food basket that you're worried about. Where are we with it?
Yeah, first half of the year, we knew that commodities relative to last year were going to be a little bit under pressure. But in more recent times, especially with all the tariff talk and everything going on back and forth with the administration, we've actually seen cheese prices start to come down nicely in the second quarter. So we're feeling like we're getting in a little better position on our cost inputs quicker than we had anticipated when we provided our guidance a couple of weeks ago.
And you want takeout. Why is that such a good business?
Well, carryout drives value. When you think about, having access to the consumer, having the best pizzas hot out of the oven when you pick them up, especially letting consumers know when they can pick those pizzas up, there's a great value for that. We have great carryout specials. And ultimately, as we look at the economic model, our carryout pizza at sharp price points is actually the most contribution margin at the bottom line. So it's a win for the consumer. It's a win for the franchisees and the brand. And ultimately, it really drives the best quality pizza when we can get it in their hands really quickly and really hot.
All right, so Todd, we know you as Wendy's. You're on many, many times now at Papa John's. These are two different food types that are, some people say, challenged by this GLP-1 issue, where cravings, particularly I've got pizzas right here, I crave a pizza, cravings for the Baconator, we know that's an issue with some members of my family. Is GLP-1, let's say, cutting back on that craving for Papa John's?
I don't think so. I think we need to continue to drive great quality pizzas and deliver on that promise every time. And we're at so many moments of joy and celebrations and parties. Even if folks are on GLP-1, they just have a little less pizza at that gathering. What we want to make sure is our pizzas are showcased at those great events, whether it's a gamer having a lot of fun with all of their friends or sitting down and watching the Super Bowl. We are at those moments of joy, those moments of celebration, and you can get all folks sitting around the table. Whether you're having 3 pieces of pizza or a couple of bites, we can still serve that all. And we play both in, the away from home for these events, but more importantly, we play in the food at home space with great affordable food. Pizza's still a great value for the money, Jim.
I couldn't agree more. And by the way, yes, we can celebrate that Super Bowl victory in many different ways. Todd Penegor, President and CEO of Papa John's. Hey, you know what, Todd? It's great to have you back.
Well, it's always great to talk to you, Jim. Thanks for all the support over the years. And Papa John's is on a mission to really make sure we deliver better ingredients, better pizza every single day. You're seeing that out there in our, Meet the Makers campaign around craftsmanship of what we do with fresh, never frozen dough and farm to fork pizza sauce. We will deliver on that promise every single day.
And I'm on a mission to tell people that this stock is dirt cheap, and there's a lot of things going right now. Mad Money is back after the break.
Coming up, as Mad Money is taking the pulse of all things tech in San Francisco, Cramer's sitting down with the CEO of Intuit and talking AI and earnings. Next. Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on X. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadMentions. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.